Good. There's just a few more things I see that we could touch up. And a big one is that the hippo has a green mouth. So we want to bring back that original mouth color that the hippo originally had, because we just have this color balance image adjustment over the entire thing, and that's just not going to look. That just doesn't look right. I mean, for the skin, it does, but for the rest of it, it just doesn't look very realistic. So let's go ahead and zoom into the mouth, and over on the color balance image adjustment, which is right here, let's click on the layer mask right next to it. Then over here on the toolbar, let's select the brush, and this is pretty big, so let's go ahead and resize this down just a touch. Then what we're going to do is paint over the mouth where we want to bring in that color. And you can see here on the final image, you can see the pink, because everybody, or most mouths and animals and stuff are pink. So we're going to go ahead and bring that original color back. So I'm going to paint on this mask on the color balance layer and watch that color come back to life. Look at that. Now he doesn't have green teeth, so let's paint over the teeth to bring back the original tones and color in the teeth. And I can even come back and just get the edge here of his mouth. And if you need to, we can make this just a little bit smaller so we can get into the tighter areas right here. Hippopotamuses have just they have such an interesting mouth. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in to the top here. Now we're getting, this is a much more defined edge, so I'm going to select that brush and turn up the hardness a little bit higher, and then master diameter, we'll turn that down, just so I can ride along the edge here and bring back that color. Look at that. And this is really a lot of fun. It's almost hard to make a mistake. Even if you do, you can just come back and fill it back in, fill the mask back in and get the color back. I'm going to go ahead and turn the hardness down a little bit because I want to get that soft right around the edge there. Make sure I get all the spots inside. There we go. And I can see some of the outline. If you look very closely, you can see you can see a little outline around this hippo head here, or the mouth. And I can fix that, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave that. I have several other videos on this DVD that show how to get rid of that outline. So we're going to go ahead and leave that for now. All right, what else can we do? Now, does the hippo have a green eye, or does he have, a different color eye? Well, let's go ahead and look. This is the original color of the hippo eye. So while we are still in mask mode here, let's go ahead and just erase away the image adjustment or the color and reveal the original color of his eye. Look at that. And we can just also move down a little bit further here. That may or may not look right, but that looks pretty good. I think that'll pass. All right. Well, what else can we do? I mean, we can look around the image. If there's anything else that we see, it looks like this is just a little bit bright on the bottom of his mouth here. So let's go ahead and erase away some of that green. We'll bring back more into the darker color, because it looks like to me, you know, this is, or it needs to be, a shadow down here. And the hippo original color of the skin is much darker, and we can take advantage of that because that will almost make it look like it's a shadow. Okay, great. And let's zoom out here and inspect our work. That looks pretty good. It almost looks better the second time than it did the first time I did it. So that's pretty hot. And so again, it's the hardest part is really finding the photos to go together and to really make it fit like this. You'll get lucky, and you'll just get to the point where you'll just look at a photo and you'll see an angle of a certain object or animal or reptile, and you'll just know if it's going to work or not. So before I leave, I did promise that I would show you a colorization technique. It's not even really a big technique. This will add on another layer, but hey, no big deal, right? Come up to the very top. I want you to click on the topmost layer and make a new layer above that, and just come over to the toolbar, click on the foreground to bring up the color picker. And I want you to select, or I want you to create this blue color like you see here. I like blues in different objects, such as, I mean, especially when it comes to reptiles and those types of things, because blue brings out a lot of detail, I think. And it just helps things from looking so flat. So I'm going to select a blue color here, and you can see that I have the only web safe color option checked, but you can just uncheck that and have more colors to choose from. But I like to have that checked because then I don't have to, I can just have less colors to work with, and sometimes that makes it easier. But we're going to just select the paint bucket here, all right, and just click on the image and fill that in. Now, let's just come over here to the blending mode menu for this layer and select overlay. Now, by overlaying this color, you've basically applied the color to the entire image, but it makes everything blend in as though it's just all together. Now, obviously, this is too much. So what we must do is just come into the opacity of this layer and turn it down just a little bit. Now look at it. And I think the way it was before, it's still pretty good. I mean, we did a wonderful color matching job between the hippo head and the lizard. I think it's pretty good. But I promised to show you this little technique. I like to apply an overlay to that, and it also just makes that the blue just brings out so much detail in that lizard. Look at that. And it's just also just personal taste. So I'm just showing you something that I like to do, and take it or leave it, whatever. Take it or run with it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll see you guys on the next video.